Hi everybody, it's Dr. Chabot, and in this video on the magnetic force, we are going to look at something I mentioned briefly in the first video, which is the force on a current carrying wire. So far we have that the magnetic force is going to be equal to QV cross B, right? This was going to be the force on a single moving charge. Well, if we actually then recall the idea of current, well, current is dq dt, which is essentially a collection of moving charges. So it's also going to experience a magnetic force that will be visible as a macroscopic force on a wire. So if we look at this equation, F equals QV cross B. One of the easiest things we can do is just look at the units of each of these. So the force is going to be in newtons, the Q is going to be in coulombs, and then the V is going to be in meters per second, and then the B here is in our units of magnetic field, which is a Tesla. And so the force here in newtons can be the coulombs times meters times Tesla over seconds. What we can do now is we can say, well, what if instead of coulomb meters second, this became coulombs per second, and this became meters? So then that's basically the same idea. And so we can write this equation for the force on a wire carrying a current is going to be, and again it's the magnetic force, the I, this is going to be my I, times the length, and then I have to have a cross product. So now we have to think about a vector here. I'm actually going to, for now, put the vector over the L and cross B. So this is the new relationship. Instead of QV, I can use IL. Now, why did I put the vector over the L and not the I? Current is not a vector. So as we've defined current, it is not a vector. We don't want to change that now. So instead, I've defined L where L is a vector of length equal to just the length of the wire, how much current do you have, and where the direction of L is the direction of the current. So it's just a little bit of something that we do to keep everything mathematically correct and not starting to define I as a vector. But the direction of L is in the direction of the current at some given point. So let's go ahead and just do a quick example of this. So let's say that I have that B is into the page, which again we can draw with these X's. And then if I have some current carrying wire here, that is the current, say, going to the right, and then let me give that current some length here, L. Then my vector, L, would just be basically pointed in the direction of the current. And so if I do my right-hand rule, I do my right-hand rule for the cross product, just like I usually do. So I can do the right-hand rule for the cross product. The current is in the direction of positive charge flow, so there's no flipping necessary when I do this. Then I'm going to see that I get IL direct, and then cross B into the page. I'm going to get a force that on this is up. So I would get a magnetic force up in order to get that IL cross B here. So that's basically a simple example showing that we can generalize to a full wire, which then makes it a lot easier when we start talking about visible forces on the moving charges in wires.